Once upon a time, bad bitch Eva Villain lived in the city. Today, I'm here to talk about my colonoscopy experience. I am 55, and one of the things that I failed was to get a colonoscopy at the age that's recommended. I think it's changed because a lot of younger people are being diagnosed with colon cancer. So it used to be the median or the age for recommended for colonoscopy used to be like when you hit your 50s, but I think that has changed, and it's as early as in your 40s. Yes, that was wrong of me to wait until at my age now, 55. Prior to my colonoscopy experience last week, my own personal colonoscopy experience last week, my only experience with colonoscopies were real life, were with my mom, my sister, and my ex-husband. I was the drop-off person, the pickup person, and of course, I was there for the prep for it. My mom and my sister, I was there. We were under the same roof when they went through that, but they just kind of like did things on their own. But with my ex-husband, that's where I sat with him and experienced what he had to go through secondhand the night before his procedure. And all I remember about colonoscopies before my own personal experience is just the negativity, that it's the most negative accounts or these negative reviews in regards to colonoscopies weren't from my family member. They were just colonoscopy thoughts in general, how it's just such it's the most unpleasant medical procedure, preparation that you have to go through. And so I just did not look forward to it. So what spurred my colonoscopy was every year through my health insurance, every year, and last year was the first time I got sent that FIT test, FIT, which is fecal immune something test. Last year around summertime, that was the first time I got sent that FIT test by Kaiser in the mail. So they mailed me out that FIT test, and I sent in a stool sample, and it came back negative. And this was last year. So fast forwarding a year, which was last month, I got one of those FIT tests in the mail again through Kaiser and through my medical insurance program. And once again I sent in a stool sample, but this time around I got back a positive or abnormal for blood in my stool. So they reached out to me saying they wanted to do a colonoscopy because of that abnormal result. In regards to my bowel movements, I'm constipated. I don't go regularly every day. I'll go like 4 times a week, and I'm always constipated. And it wasn't until I went through this colonoscopy that I kind of like realized that I think I have a gluten intolerance, and that was what was leading to my constipation. And how I came about that was I had to prepare. So 1 week, let's say my colonoscopy was scheduled Tuesday for 2:30 in the afternoon. So 1 week before that, the Tuesday or Monday before that Tuesday, I started the diet prep my diet prep. And what that diet prep was I needed to avoid nuts, anything wheat, nuts, and of course, anything orange, red. And so I resorted for one whole week, I resorted to a diet of just white bread, which I toasted, and I would do like a butter spread on it. I did pancakes. I did shredded rotisserie chicken eaten with tortillas. I did milk. I did coffee and creamer. I did Mountain Dews, lots of Gatorade. I did homemade fresh homemade chicken broth. Those were all the food items that I ate throughout that period. So and of course, yeah, seafood also. So those were the food items that I was eating that whole week before, I had to stop solid food. And what I realized, or what I noticed, was that whole week my stool was just, I was no longer constipated. I had just normal stool. I was just passing out normal stool. I was not constipated. And that's when it dawned on me, like I realized, my gosh, I think I have a gluten intolerance, and I've always been constipated because I just eat everything, cereal, wheat bread, I just never thought gluten. I never realized that gluten played a role in my constipation, and that's when self-realization, self-discovery, through that I realized I need to just avoid wheat in order to just go regularly and not be constantly constipated. So that was a discovery for me because of my colonoscopy procedure. So that whole week, that's what I did. That was my food, that was my diet, my prep diet. And then that Sunday evening by 9 p.m. I had to stop. I couldn't eat anything that Sunday evening at 9 p.m. That was the cutoff time. And then when I woke up the next morning, going back to, that 1 week of just eating a certain type of diet, I can't recall that with my mom, with my sister, with my ex-husband. I don't remember that prep time of 1 week before of just only certain types of food. The only thing I clearly remember is the avoidance of anything red, orange the day before, but I don't remember that food prep of just certain types of a certain type of diet a week before the procedure. I don't, for some reason. I don't know if they didn't go through it, or it's just, it was insignificant and it didn't dawn on, it didn't register for me to remember that prep procedure. But with my husband, but what really stood out to me was I don't remember it, because with my ex-husband, I played a huge role in food wise in regards to his diet, and I don't remember specifically buying only specific products. So, but and I know it doesn't seem like it's important, but it is important. Like, I realize how important that 7-day a diet program, how important it is in this colonoscopy prep, because it just really alleviates the discomfort